Steve, let's talk about Mike Williams first, being elevated to captain. What was the thought process?
I love it. I think he earned it. I mean, he's been, terrific in practice, in the locker room. He's taken any role, that I've asked him to. And he actually came to me and said, Coach, if you need to change the starting lineup, I'd love to come off the bench. I'm good. You don't get that very often with players, especially at this level. Starting is very important to everybody. And I thought it was time. He's a great student, and he's a great ambassador to the program. So he earned it, and I'm proud of him for that.
Was there any particular point where you decided that was going to be the case just now?
Yeah, I mean, probably a couple games ago, I knew that's what I wanted to do, and sat him down, and he was okay with the added responsibility. So I think he's been good, and helps Deshaun too. Gives him another guy to bounce things off.
Right. I guess it's better to ask the players directly, but how do you think they reacted to it?
They were great. Yeah, they agree. Players see what coaches see, especially when they want to see it.
You've mentioned the playing for 40 minutes a couple times.
Yeah.
And, is there a missing ingredient? How do you get?
It's a 40-minute league.
Yeah.
I mean, as you guys know, I know you guys talked a lot about our schedule prior to the year, and I'm telling you, our strength of schedule keeps going up. So we're playing an awfully tough schedule. Played Wisconsin, the best team in the league, arguably. I think Michigan State was as good a team as I've seen this year, and that includes Miami and all those other teams. And obviously playing Iowa at Iowa is a tough place, to play. So we've had our challenges. Schedule. You have to play 40 minutes, especially on the road. You told me the other day, I think you have to play 42 minutes on the road. So you actually have to play 2 more minutes because you're fighting the fans and everybody else in the gym. So you got to have a 10-point lead to win by 1. It's tough. But I will tell you, our guys, we've gotten better. People don't want to hear that because we're 0-4. Watch the film. Look at the stats. Iowa scored the season low at home. They're the second best scoring team in the league. We're the only team to hold them under 70. And if we could take care of a few less turnovers that, they were able to just lay the ball in, we could have put a lower number on them. So we're getting better. I think we're getting better offensively too. We just got to keep fighting. It's not easy. We're picked 14th, and we got to somehow figure out a way to play 40 great minutes and make that jump shot at the end or not turn the ball over at the end.
What about the sort of psyche of the team during this stretch? What are you learning about how they respond to this losing streak?
Yeah, and we're getting ready for Northwestern. They're fine. They're going to have a great practice today, and we're going to be well prepared for Northwestern. We were well prepared for Iowa. I thought we were well prepared for Michigan State. Those teams are really good, and they play at an elite level, and we weren't quite ready to play at that level, this early, on in Big Ten play. But our guys are good, resilient in the gym yesterday. We had a day off yesterday. Everyone was in, so we're making tremendous strides, even though people say we're 0-4. I got it, but we're getting better.
Steve, you asked a lot of Corey against Iowa. He guarded Jock, a lot of the time. Also ran the offense, and now Northwestern comes in with a big-time guard. What can you say about the way Corey's been responding to his responsibilities on both ends?
He's been great. I mean, I tell you, he's been exhausted. I can't take him out of games. He's playing both ends of the floor. I think he's getting better, as you guys have seen, running our team. Shooting percentages are way up. He's guarding Jock, best player in the league. He guarded Shemp, and held him to 0. I mean, he's playing elite-level guys and doing a terrific job. So we ask a lot of him. I mean, he's still young, too, and I'm really excited from the Wisconsin game after that game to where he is now. I think I'm really excited about how far he's come in the last few weeks.
Adding to that about McIntosh, what can you say about him and how he runs the team?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, it seems like everybody in this league has terrific guards. He's one of them. He scores. He's a huge key. Nigel and Corey will both, have to do a terrific job. I think we did a great job on Bohannon, too, the other day. I think he's one of the best guards in the league, 2 young guards, disrupting him, and we're going to have to do a great job. I mean, they got really good shooters, this team, and he does a lot of things for him. He's obviously the key. So Corey has another tough assignment. I don't mind giving him tough assignments, and he's been up for the task, so he's going to have to be in this one, too.
You've now seen the rack when it's cooking, when it's pretty loud. I mean, what kind of an impact would it have? It's a 9 o'clock start and everything, so might need to have some coffee, but I mean, what type of impact?
I mean, it's when you play at home. I mean, you used to see the difference for Iowa, and in all these places, huge. And hopefully we get a great turnout. These kids are fighting and working hard, so the rack, if we can have it rocking, it'll be a huge advantage. And these kids love playing in front of a lot of people. So big help. And we haven't been home, it seems like, in a long time. And, if you go from that Seton Hall game until you have one game, Penn State, and obviously you see Penn State's pretty good. I watched that Michigan State game after being thoroughly impressed with Michigan State. And so one tough game here. We've lost one game at the rack, and hopefully we can bring some of that power here and tough place to play to Northwestern.
Steve, do you pay attention at all to what other Big Ten coaches have been saying about you? Because it seems like Izzo, McCaffrey, Chambers, all these guys have seen the same improvements that you talked about from this team compared to last year.
Well, I mean, they're great coaches, all of them. So, they're really good programs. I don't really, I know what I see, and I watch every tape, and watch it too many times probably. I know how much we've improved. I know from practice to practice. Today we're having 16 players here. Last year at this time we had 8 players in our practice at this time. So the program's improved in so many ways. We just came out of our semester break with our best GPA in a long time. So it's improved in a lot of areas. And I appreciate those coaches saying, I know we play hard. I watched us play. And I think we do a really good job of our prep, for games. And, we'll keep getting paid back. We got to stay the course. We got to keep improving, and we're in different situations now. It's the first time we were in a game at the end, and we got to learn from that and watch film from it. And we're going to be in that situation again. Last year when you're down 20, you don't have to make a big play at the end of a game. So now we're in a little different place, and hopefully we can stay in that place where we have chances to win down the stretch.
When you say the kids are fine, so you don't see any sign of, here we go again, or a concern that this streak could become larger?
Right.
Any
You know what? I don't know what it was like before here. I only know that these kids have got off the mat. We lost to Wisconsin. We got back up and played the next day. We got off the mat at Penn State, and I think we played harder against Iowa than we did in all those games. So I don't see any of that. Diallo's been a nice bonus for us, too. He's starting to play, gives us good toughness. I think guys are getting better. So, I don't see any of that. And again, I don't know what the pass was like, and nor do I really care.
Was the for Jallo or Diallo? Was there a turning point? Was it the Seton Hall game when you finally saw him and play for those extended minutes that he kind of proved something to you?
Yeah, no, he's proved it in practice. So he's been coming early. He's been shooting afterwards. He's watching more film. He's I think sometimes when you don't play as much, you get a little hungrier and appreciate those minutes, and I think he has, and he's given us some really good minutes here. Physically, he's a Big Ten physical, presence. We need some points out of our 4 and 5 spot, and I think he can give us a few. That's not his strength, but he gives us some other things too. He's become a better passer, and that's helped us to, get other guys points. So, got to keep him out of foul trouble. Obviously, that's been an issue, since he's checked into games. So we got to do a great job with that, and we're breaking down all his fouls. And he's got to, can't have 5 fouls in 9 minutes. That's not helping us. But he gives us a little stability, and I like where he's headed. I think some players peak at certain times of the season. I think the freshmen hit walls. I think he's been a real bonus for us down the stretch here, and I'm thankful for another body that is bouncy and is Big Ten ready.